the concept of this video is solving with the distributive property. So the first thing I thought that would be the most appropriate would be just to review what the distributive property is. So remember, to distribute really just means to multiply. That is absolutely the operation that we're doing here. And so what we could do is we're just taking the number that's outside of the parentheses, and we're multiplying it by everything inside. Okay, so we're going to multiply it by the 2x and the 3. If there's more inside the parentheses, we multiply more. It doesn't apply to anything outside the parentheses, only to the things inside. So in this case, 5 times 2x is 10x, and 5 times 3 is 15, excuse me. So this would be my final expression here. And then I would potentially have to do more with it, which is what this video is about. But remember, the distributive property is multiplication. So the examples here, it's pretty, after you do the multiplication, it's pretty straightforward in terms of moving in the direction of solving, because it becomes pretty much a two-step equation. But I just wanted to show it to you. So we're going to take this -7, and we're going to go ahead and multiply that. So -7 times n is -7n. -7 times, you have to be careful here, -7 times a -3 is a positive 21, and that equals 112. When we go ahead and subtract 21 from this, we get, so sorry, I should know this. I'm thinking it's -91. And that equals -7n. And when you do that division, you get n equals 13. So just kind of keep in mind that, like, once you distribute, it should look like a two-step equation. And then once you get there, you're just doing the same steps you did from the previous video or the previous content. But you want to make sure that you do not miss these double negatives there. Challenge, though, is there another way you can think about solving this rather than distributing? If you said no, that's okay. You can absolutely distribute. If you said yes, I'm wondering if you're matching my way, which is, well, if the distributive property means multiplication, then I could do the inverse, and I could go ahead and divide. So you can start this whole thing by dividing. What's the benefit of that? It keeps your numbers small. That's about it. But if we divided first, this wipes that out, leaving me with -3 plus k in this case, and giving me -10. And then opposite of -3 is +3, leaving me with k equals -7. So you have a better opportunity of maybe being able to do it in your head, if that's your thing. But it doesn't really matter. So in this last one, I thought I could do it both ways. So just so you can kind of see. So with the distributive property, it would look like 2 times 6x, which is 12x, and 2 times 3, which is 6, and that equals -90, right? And then we would, subtract 6 in this case, giving me 12x equals -96. And when I divide by 12, I get -8. So that's strategy 1. Strategy 2 is without the distributive property, right? So instead of distributing, I'm going to go ahead and divide right away. So divide by 2, giving me 6x plus 3 equals -45. I'm going to subtract 3, giving me 6x equals -48. Divide by 6, and x equals -8. So again, it doesn't matter which strategy you use. You do end in the same place, but it does give you some choice as to what makes the most sense for you. So with or without distributive property, you have to know how to deal with something with that there. So hopefully this video caught you up to where you need to be there. I would encourage you to rewatch any parts of this if you have questions, or ask for help,